Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say he's
done it all.
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch Ryan Odom, did I feel like he's the best player? Every time I watch Ryan Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again.
Hey, every time I look at the video, my house right now, every time I look at that video, I say, dang, look how much we have changed. I grew braids. Huff and Dre lost weight.
Maybe just Huff.
And Bryce became Bruce. Like I look at it, like y'all see how much that's like. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Huff lost a lot of weight. His shoulders are even like Huff's shoulders like my size.
Hey, you said call me pandemic H.
You said, hey, Huff, don't wear a medium shirt though, bro. Don't do it. Hey. Just for the culture. I know you can fit it, but don't do it.
Hey, at least he didn't go the opposite way, because some people
relax.
Some people went and had that COVID, got that COVID weight, got to get that COVID weight up off you.
COVID 15.
COVID 15.
It's like that freshman 15.
Hey, that freshman 15 is good for some of them though.
I ain't even gonna blame that 15 on COVID. I was just hungry.
Oh, so you got 15 in you?
I mean, you know, I may have won or lost a couple of battles.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know,
I heard the big dudes struggle with that weight stuff. It go up and down, it fluctuates. Like it's just tough.
I feel like this is our time. This is our moment. It's getting cold outside. You know what I'm saying? Like we're coming back in season. You know what I'm saying? So I got to start keeping the shape ups fresh. You know what I'm saying? Big dudes is in.
Bryce, it's gonna be your first Monday without having to go to trials, brother.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. On our first intermission, I'm gonna go get my cigar because I was supposed to have my cigar and intro. So,
hey, he might meet you at Lifestyle Bistro tomorrow.
Hey, I meant you just reminded me. Yo, Lock, meet me there tomorrow because I need to get that chicken, dog. That chicken is good.
I went there Friday night.
Hey, we need to have another.
You see how they do you, bro? You see how they do you? They only hit you up when they ain't got nothing else. Nobody.
That was date night, my brother.
Oh yeah. So I thought you had a lunch date too.
Oh, whoa.
Hey man, chill out with it.
Hey, do they listen to the show? Do they listen to the show?
You kind of dry snitching, Bryce. Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
Bryce, when you get jammed up, don't mention his name, dog. Hey,
speaking of which, that versus battle is coming, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, T.I. Hey man, you might have to cancel the show that day on Drake.
Hey, we're gonna do a live reaction show that day. We're gonna move back to doing reaction shows. With T.I. and Jeezy get the verse about. Even though I think T.I. gonna clean Jeezy up, and I love Jeezy. I think T.I.
I got the same thing, but then I went back and did a little Jeezy car ride preview on Friday, and I was like.
So I'm gonna tell you, during this pandemic, a bunch of college coaches, they were so bored that they would just get on Zoom and we would do these battles themselves where somebody would say, man, I think Jeezy better than T.I. So whatever. And they did this one with T.I. and Jeezy. Jeezy actually came out on top.
Hey, bro, Jeezy
really?
It
could have been how they played the songs.
Yeah, Jeezy got some tracks that you cannot beat. Now T.I. had a lot of commercial stuff though too. But
y'all didn't invite me and Bryce to the battles. And that's why it played out that way. If y'all had me and Bryce in there setting the vibe,
You know what? I'm not sure I'm too much interested in going into a coach's battle about music because I'm
Pandemic B, y'all didn't let Pandemic B in the vibe.
It's all about how you play the songs though too. Like that, you drop that Trap Star Jeezy, that's an automatic point.
Oh, so but when you drop
PRAPSTA,
that beat 24s,
I went from
Rubber
old
Band
school
Man?
Chevys to drop top Porsches.
Does that beat Rubber Band Man?
Air Force.
Does that beat Rubber Band Man?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just
Hey, dog, when Jeezy come on with that, dog, that's too hard to beat, dog.
Do you know how the AUC was jumping when
you
Snow
know how people were jumping when Rubber Band Man came out.
Nah, it was. I'm just saying, Jeezy had the streets on some other woo boy.
To me, T.I. got some low key songs that people don't even think about. Yeah. But that song, Bankhead on the King album, you're not beating that. You're not beating that. And he had every rapper alive on that song. You're not beating that, bro.
If T.I. throw on like that jazzy fade, like Let's Get Away, can't beat that. Hey, Let's Get Away, can't beat that.
I put on.
Facts.
Yeah.
I put on.
Yeah.
Jeezy got some.
Hey, make sure y'all tune in to the Love of the Game reaction show, man. We'll be back breaking that down. There are a lot of Love of the Game announcements coming soon, by the way. Hey, Huff, are you okay? The listeners are checking in.
Did I miss a conference call or something? Some more announcements?
Man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm working in the shadows, big dog.
Do you think?
I'm working in the shadows.
Hey, that was the one. That was the one.
I can't put the comment up, big dog, but I'm with you. I am with you.
I still play that one to this day.
Facts.
But as far as Dr. Love, your comment, it is what it is, sir. It is what it is.
Listen, Huff is now like post breakup. I'm gonna cut my hair and start dressing different. He's just gonna live his life. He's not gonna let the Falcons do it to him. He's gonna live his life. He's gonna move on.
They might have been the worst one out of all the losses.
No.
Tried to fall on the 1 yard line and still couldn't fall.
No. They were down and they still came back. They came back to take the lead.
The game. That's like,
Dallas. They were
not holding the ball. That's like not holding the ball in basketball and you up 4 points and you give the ball away and the other team wins. Like,
but we saying that, but he scored a touchdown. The defense got to do something.
But the thing was, he was trying not to score a touchdown, and he still scored.
Well, see, here's a coach coming out of me. So you're talking about that one play, right? But what about when they went for it on 4th and 5 and then if they kick the field goal, none of this S matters.
Oh, he mad. He's trying to curse.
Hey, how about you moved on? I was just giving you all of this credit.
Bryce got to be riled. Bryce got to be riled up because he's just happy because the the Washington football team beat that.
Hey, we don't even have a name and we still won. We're second place in NFC East. We right back in the mix.
That's a trash division anyway.
All right, well.
Nobody's over 500 or even close.
Hey, the Falcons are close either. So, and don't get confused. I want the Falcons to win. Don't get it. I'm just saying, you bad when you try to loot, when you try to win, you try to stall, and you still can't even stall.
Hey, Bryce. Now that we're talking about Washington, I want you to speak on something. Let's talk about this.
My man is back.
Hey man,
My man,
talk your shit, Bryce.
My personal opinion on this video.
Lock,
Y'all hear me?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In my personal opinion, that jump shot look a little shaky. Don't look a little fluid.
Okay, that's fine, fair enough. But
He hit 4,
but did
it doesn't look it doesn't look fluid at all.
well, to me, it actually looked better than it did in the past. Now, I agree with you. It doesn't look 100. It doesn't look amazing, but still looks better than it did. But the main thing was, is he healthy? That's all that matters.
The main thing, it was a damn pickup program, whatever that.
I mean,
I'm never comparing what they're gonna do in the NBA.
Hey, man, I'm healthy in a pickup.
Nah.
Hey, shout out to the evaluator extraordinaire.
Hey, as long as he's passing the ball to Bradley Beal, we'll be all right.
I'm gonna ask a question before the narratives get painted. Do you make anything of the fact that he is playing pickup with Kyrie?
No,
And the Nets have a bajillion different prospects.
I made nothing of that. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
No, because neither one of them could play together. That would be disaster.
That would be disaster.
Okay.
That would be the most foolish. If you were a GM and you put John Wall and Kyrie on the same team, you deserve to like.
You're not gonna have a team.
You should be an AAU GM.
But a GM put Harden.
Dang.
Harden.
Hey, wait a minute.
You should be an EYBL GM.
Hey, who are we shitting on here? Are we shitting on Kyrie or are we shitting on John Wall?
You
Like,
just can't put them two together. Like
what?
Either one.
they both the ball too much. They're both point guards or whatever they are.
He said whatever they are.
Okay.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
Okay. Hey, I'm just here to ask the questions. I just want
this. I've been watching John Wall, the last couple of videos they posted, the one with him and Beasley going at it. I watched that one. He's getting his legs back. He got to play pickup. What else can he do? Ain't nothing else for him to do. He getting back healthy. He gonna be all right.
Yeah, you called it for Dwight Howard, so I'm gonna let you call it for John Wall.
What did he call for Dwight Howard?
I said Dwight Howard's gonna have a good season.
He did very early,
Hey,
and we made fun of him.
did. He had a decent season coming off the bench.
I mean, he was a big piece for the Lakers.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
Hey, Bryce called. I gotta give Bryce credit. Bryce called that early, and he said early that Dwight Howard was gonna be solid.
I said he's gonna be solid because this is his last opportunity. If he doesn't get it done here, he's out.
So, what exactly are you saying for John Wall?
I'm saying John Wall, like the comment says, 21 points and 5 assists. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the Wizards are gonna be great, but he'll probably be able to give you 20 in an NBA game. And then Bradley Beal, as long as he's passing the ball, we good. Like he just don't shoot too much. Just pass the ball. You'll get your 20, and we need Bradley to get 30, and we good.
Hey, that's not the only thing that I saw online that was interesting.
The ref mixtape.
Meet me at the London. If you find time, we can run one. Talk about some things we can undo. You just in the bed, I can find you. 6'1" on the money.
Man, what is happening?
Hey,
What is happening?
A good mixtape.
That's a joke.
Hey.
That's a joke.
It was actually a good tape.
Hey,
Huff, I could have let it ride. There was
he's
more
the
footage.
top ref in the country. If you got the balls to do that,
Hey,
he's number one.
you know what though? I looked at it another way. If I'm a ref, let's say he has aspirations of moving up. Maybe he want to be a college ref, NBA ref. He just got some buzz.
Is all buzz good buzz?
I mean, you
good
can
marketing tool.
look at how he was calling it. He was calling it though, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
he was,
yeah, he was.
bro. Yeah, he
Called him.
had the goofy run down, like he was running.
But we don't even know if it was a good call. He just showed the call.
I don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying his motions, like he was.
So Dre, on the video, do we see does he make actual calls where we see the plays?
Nah,
I don't think so. Hold on.
Meet me at the London. If you find time, we can run one. Talk about some things we can undo. You just in the pen, I can find you. 6'1" on the money, 9'2". You just say the word and I run through. You text, no reply, that's when I knew. Yeah, circumnavigate the globe as the cash grows. Whack like you get the grass mowed. I'm talking.
hey,
I am so mad.
I can't lie.
That's
The
funny.
way he was calling that shit, he efficient. Like he could, like his motions, his hand motions are real clean.
Hey,
That.
that's funny.
One thing that I didn't like though, it seemed like he had Adidas on with Nike shoes. That was the one thing I kind of spotted. It was off.
Hey, I said the same exact thing. I said the same.
That's the one thing I like. You had Adidas socks on with Nike shoes. Now you can't do that. But I thought it was pretty clever.
I am angry. We're told, was told he's actually a good ref.
He
Okay.
looked like a good ref to me.
Hey, if that was your brother, we was gonna have him on the show.
I
'Cause
need to know
that's
who
We need to
hilarious.
get him on.
I need to know who we paid to do that mixtape.
Hey,
That's what I need to know.
hey,
Because they were probably like, I just got free money.
hey, that thing gonna get a couple million views. It's already like probably 1 million already.
That man might be on First and 10 or whatever that show is.
Hey,
And that's it's the reason though why I was in such a hurry to get out of the mixtape game. There are some people who are really talented that can make anything look interesting. When you start putting like leaks and like all the special effects in there, he's literally just standing there, like nothing is even happening.
Hey,
They made it look interesting.
yeah, it's still fun to watch. It's
it
fun
was
to
fun to
watch.
watch. It was fun to
I
watch.
love when I see a kid go Super Saiyan.
Hey, he bent over in the front like, damn, this is my 4th AAU game. I'm tired. Gave you all that.
The jog down court was the
Right. Good job. Social
Okay.
media, man. Social media. It's crazy.
Man, let's get to it. We got a pretty good show lined up, man. Actually, we're gonna give some information. We got tryouts kicking off tomorrow. We will share some information about what kids need to be doing, how those tryouts should look, possibly.
If you trying out, you probably ain't gonna make it, huh?
No, that's not the case.
I know
That's definitely
everybody
not the case.
No, I know. I mean, in the sense, like, if you don't know already,
Hey, we gonna pretend like this
Okay.
tryout is really a tryout for the sake of the show. I guess, Bryce, we're gonna pretend that. Bryce, I'm with you, by the way. But Lock and Huff gonna act like, you know what I'm saying?
Because I've seen kids like a 9th grader try out of nowhere and be on varsity. It happens.
It happens. People also hit the lottery.
and you and well, I can say now in COVID because they're not in school, I can see how that might happen. But in a normal school year, you ain't seen a kid. He ain't came to a workout.
He probably don't know. He probably it's different reasons. A coach
you
would say,
don't
"Man,
know-
just
If
wait to
you
come to
don't
trial."
know if you don't know when tryouts are and you don't know when conditioning is, or
They could have moved in from out of state.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
a lot
many
of people
different
are never mind.
dang, he went and found it. He found the referee.
The ref got an IG. I'm not going to that ref's IG page.
Dang, Tori.
Damn.
I'm not going to his IG page.
We got to get him on the show. We got to get him on.
We're going to talk about that, though. We're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about we have a college coach joining us to talk about at 7 to talk about this extra year that kids are getting. So Division 1, Division 2, NAIA, JUCO are all getting an extra year for winter sports this year. So we're going to talk about the impacts, and we have a special guest joining us to kind of talk about those impacts jumping on at 7:00. So stick with us. So Bryce, you reposted this, so we'll start here and then we'll get to the trial stuff.
Seemed to be a tweet that everybody was interested in this week.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but we'll put it up.
Dre, come on now.
I really didn't.
Can I read it, please?
I'm
gonna read it in Dre's voice.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, do that.
I'm trying to read it in Dre's voice. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I'm a skinny guy. Everyone says they want dogs, but can you really handle coaching dogs? This Dre thought process. This is his brain working. Because guys who really get after it like that come with a little conflict, and some of y'all don't really want that smoke in y'all practices. That's a tough one.
I didn't expect that to be that controversial. I really didn't.
Oh, you did?
What made you tweet that?
I felt like it was true.
That. Who?
I felt like it was true.
No, that's not who he's asking you, Dre.
He's asking you what made you put it out there.
He's asking what scenario, what real life situation.
I was just sitting back thinking about life and basketball.
What, Life University or Life?
No. I was just thinking about.
He's thinking about high school basketball.
Yeah, I was thinking about high school basketball.
On your Friday, that's what you were thinking on your Friday.
Yeah, that's how his brain works.
Yeah, I was thinking about high school basketball specifically.
They saying you skating. They saying you pulling a lot.
What? No.
Hey,
no, I'm being honest.
Hey, I taught him well.
I was sitting back thinking about, like, I was watching the Playbook also, and one of the soccer coaches mentioned that love of the game elite post grad. hey, like, we got to get it going, dog. You got my support.
Hey, the kind of money they make, you might have to start it up, to be honest.
You know you're not certified unless you put the elite in there.
Facts.
You gotta find a way to put elite.
Facts.
So Drake, I was reading the comments on that tweet, and one thought came to my mind was a lot of the people who responded into those tweets don't really know what a dog is.
A lot of people don't. So what it made me think of, like Locke was saying when he started talking about high major coaches in high school, who he considered to be high major, and why programs win, right? I know why people think programs win. People think programs win because they get a bunch of talent and roll the balls out. And people don't often think about what comes with coaching extraordinary talent. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with it. Those dogs, like we always give credit to, like a Robbie, somebody that just completely changes a game, like a Jamal Clyce, somebody that Tyler Shirley, somebody that just plays so hard.
Cam McDowell,
that their effort level can change the complexity of a basketball game. Them talking on defense and barking and controlling your defense on the floor can change a basketball game. I was having a conversation with one of the coaches within Man Up, and I said that we were having a conversation about conflict and dealing with conflict when it comes to kids. And I said, I expect there to be, me personally, a certain amount of conflict, and I enjoy it. I don't expect that every time I call a timeout that it's quiet and that you have nothing to add or you have nothing to say or you don't have an opinion, because that makes me feel like we're going to lose, because I don't feel like you're competing. If there's no grinding, I don't feel like you're competing with me. And not that I want you doing things in a disrespectful way all the time or whatever, but I just feel like I'll give this example. We tell parents not to talk to us until 24 hours after the game, and people think that that is protection from us or for us. No, that's us trying to protect you, because our emotions are running so high after we walk off of that floor. It's not over for us immediately. Like, it takes a while to bring that shit down. So you come up and you talking to me, you're going to get a tone that you might not like because my motor is still running. I'm still competing. Like, it takes a while to bring that down. So if I expect a kid to match my level of competitiveness, how could I expect there to never be conflict? There's gonna be conflict.
Yeah, if you have a dog, if you have somebody like that in your roster, even in practice, like if the coach is not happy with how the team is sprinting or doing sprints, let's say you got to finish the sprint in a certain amount of time, and the kids ain't finishing, but we know that dog, he gonna finish that sprint.
Facts.
So
and he's gonna bark on one of his teammates who aren't finished,
and they're gonna get into it. They're gonna go back and forth. It happens all that's. But to me, you have to have that. If you don't have it, then
here's what I also expect, though. I also understand that this is a child. So because he's a child, he's not always going to be correct, and he's learning how to be this mature leader that I want him to be. He's got to understand how to navigate those waters and how to control that too. So sometimes he's going to be a dog and he's going to be in the wrong. And
how is he going to be in the wrong though?
Because, okay, sometimes he's going to be competing, right? Or he's going to, like, I always talk about leadership this way. Everybody is cool with the leader when the leader is right. Well, the leader's not going to be right all the time. Nobody's right all the time. The leader's like nobody. People are generally not okay with someone learning how to lead.
I can give you an example of that. Like, I just thought about it. Like, this summer we had a kid and he didn't play with us permanently. He played off and on, and he's a dog, certified goon. Certified, and I said, I don't think he can play with us because I couldn't manage him. Like, if the kid was allowing the other team to giving up layups or whatever the case may be, he wasn't playing sound defense, but he's still a dog. Me by myself, I can't coach that. So in a sense, he's wrong. But does that mean he's still not? Is he still good? Yes.
It's a good point. Yeah. Everybody is not built for every player. Like, I had my practices this year for AAU were interesting, especially pre-COVID, and it made me feel like we were going to be really good. There were borderline fights breaking out in our practice at times. And one of the moms came to me and she was concerned, and this is what I told her. I said, these young men are 15 years old. They're competing at an extremely high level. They're trying as hard as they can. They're also trying to figure out how to be leaders and what the pecking order is going to be in this group. Basketball is the only area of life where they can express themselves like this and work through those emotions. And this is the space, the proper space for them to do that. Everywhere else they go, especially as young black men, when they get loud, when they get aggressive, they're deemed as a threat. This is therapy. This is them learning how to use their words, learning how to work together with other people, learning how to compete. But you have to learn how to lead. And the way you think that you're supposed to be leading at 15 isn't always the right way. But if I don't give them an opportunity to work through that, a 15-year-old's natural response, the first thing is going to be, if he's a dog, aggression. I got to fight. Oh, we got to, you know what I mean? I got to give him the space to work through some of that. So, no, I'm not afraid of that at all. I ain't never had a good team where I wasn't breaking up people in practice from time to time. It happens. It's okay.
I think, like, as a coach, you can create that kind of environment. Like, that's easy to do. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But, like, even this summer, we started off, we were soft. And we didn't compete. And we played too cool. And then the next week in practice, like, we created an environment to where they had to compete. And 20 minutes later, shit, me and Locke were in the middle of some 17-year-olds that are bigger than us. But
that was you in the middle.
Oh, yeah, Locke was had clothes on. And it wasn't to create any like fighting atmosphere.
Right.
The fact that you have to compete and learn how to play hard. And you know, you're not trying to hurt anybody or anything, but I think people have to realize that that's what it is. It's like you got to compete. You got to play hard.
And basketball is a contact sport. It's not a collision sport, but it is a contact sport. So it's gonna be some bumping, some grinding, some pushing, some, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be some contact. But I feel like when I watch it or when I go to certain practices, that it's viewed in a way that, I don't know, where it's unsettling to people at times.
Well, because it's probably your child, and you don't want to see your child get hurt or anything like that.
Yeah. And when you haven't seen that type of style of basketball, because you got to think, like you say, a lot of these AAU coaches or some of these coaches don't go to college practices. So they don't see the physicality and different things, or they don't go to high-level high school practices. So they don't know that type of physical basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the stuff that was going through my head though when I put it out. That's
yeah.
I would just love
I think you have a valid point though, that you have to know how to. You do have to know how to reel those kids in, because they will keep going. Like, they're not going to stop.
For sure.
Through Goon, you have to have a coaching staff sometimes to stop that one dude.
Yeah.
Going and going and going.
It's give and take. It's knowing when to let them go, knowing when to pull them back, knowing how to talk to them and teach them how to get through it. Because how do you teach that person that has that fire to be a productive citizen without losing that fire? Because that same fire that they have for basketball, to me, could propel you to be the next great entrepreneur. I don't want anybody to lose that.
Huff, what's your input? Since you're a high school coach, and there are particular like dudes you felt like you couldn't control, or you just had some type of dogs where you had to do something different towards him?
Like with Kobe and Malik and Kaiser, man, I knew with that group, I ain't gonna just say with that group, with guys who are dogs, you better have stuff in practice they compete every day, every drill. And when they compete, you got to understand that there has to be a distinction, whether it's you or your staff, that they're making their brother next to them better. So it can get right up to that line, but then it stops, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Was Josh the dog in that group, Coach? Most people probably wouldn't know that, but
man, one time Josh threw Malik down on the ground, man. Almost broke his wrist, man. In a workout with college coaches.
Josh was an animal. People don't give him enough credit on that team. I don't.
He was a perfect big man for us. He didn't require the ball for us to throw it to him in the post. He knew he was getting his. He was impacting the team by rebounding, playing defense, and he was going to score off dump offs and offensive boards. He was perfect for what we were doing. If we had to throw the ball in the post, it would have clogged the lane for us, to be honest with you. It was finally what we were trying to do on offense, the creativity of allowing Kobe and Kaiser and Malik and even another kid who didn't even go to college to play, you know, the freedom of a dribble drive offense to get in the lane and make plays for others. You know, so that was really big. But when you talk about dogs, you also got to know if your team is ready for that. That's why I was listening to Bryson, and he was like, man, his team was soft at the beginning, and there were some guys that he couldn't bring in. Like, you got to understand if your team can handle that. There's some teams that can't handle certain kind of dogs because you may not have a competitive nature of guys on your team that can handle a real dog because he's going to be going so hard in practice, and if they're not living up to what he's doing, he's going to be upset. And it's going to come to some blows. And then sometimes you got to realize there's some elite basketball players that have no dog in them. And there are guys who will never play at the next level who have dog in them, and they're going to challenge that guy. And either that guy's going to step up to the challenge or he's not.
Happens all the time.
I usually do this like one-on-one drill. And as soon as I tell them that I'm like, don't look at me, I'm not calling any fouls, that's when shit gets real. That's when I can tell, like, who about that life.
Hey, but that to me is the closest simulation for what AAU basketball is, because the refs trying to get these games over with. You're not getting no call.
But you know what else can call somebody to have dog? Every kid wants to do what?
Shoot.
Score, basically, right?
Yeah, score. Yeah.
So now create drills where the winner has to be won by how many defensive stops you got. Find out if you got some dog then.
Or you heard? I hope you may know what Corey do at South Georgia Tech at his
There's
practice.
no out of bounds at Corey's practice.
There's no out of bounds. Scrimmage game, no out of bounds.
And it helps him with how he presses too now. So they just get out, they dive on the floor. Corey and them probably take more charges than anybody.
To me, you got to
have
have
a lot of kids ready for that.
Man,
I agree.
Kids need to go to high level JUCO. They need to just go to all kinds of practices, man. Should I don't think they go to even. Everybody claims they want to be a Division I player, but they don't even go to Division I practices. To be honest, I mean,
For sure. Gotta lock them in, man.
You don't, because you've been to them. We've been to them, and you don't see very many kids there.
You don't see their coaches there either.
Hey, I saw something on Twitter. I'm gonna shout out to Coach Clay Crump. He drove to what D2 did he drive to go watch practice? Like, that's big time.
Gotta do it, man.
Yeah, man. Kim. Damn.
A lot what you going through over there, bro.
You know, I had to do the girls' camp today. Pro movement.
How was it?
Man, you know what? I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it.
Don't be surprised if you see a Fresh U girls camp coming. I can see it. I know.
Man, ain't no what made it so joyful, man, because it was easier and was fun to coach.
And you don't have all the people on the sideline. Oh.
I saw you went 2-1 today too.
Oh, I saw them run a third one, man. I lost by 1.
Hey, was the coaching experience of coaching girls? You just said it was different, but do you give them different instruction? How is the coaching different between coaching girls and boys?
Because they listen.
Yeah, I've coached girls. If you tell them to run that play, they're gonna run it exactly the way you
man. Didn't no girl wave me off at a normal count on the radar count. Even probably the freshman U. Well, I'm coaching the freshman U or any other count. I don't seen guards look at me and just ignore what I told them to do. But these girls I had today, Jada Morgan out of Jones County, Shamara Jennings out of Mount Barron, Aja Smith from Marietta, Drake. I asked her, did she know you? She was pretty good. She's a senior. Kezia Williams out of Monroe. Yeah. Rihanna Bird out of Technical Square, and Kyle Bethel out of Jones County. So I had a mixture of Middle Georgia, South Georgia, and Atlanta kids, and they competed. man, they played hard. They listened. I had a 6'1" freshman out of Middle Georgia. That's gonna be really, really good. That's Rihanna Bird. She's gonna be really good, but it was a peace of mind because the girls are not super athletic, so now they really have to use their skill set. So you saw great footwork, you saw good passes, people passing and cutting like they actually playing basketball. That you normally like it was, normally at some girls' events you might just see, let's call it how it is. Some people don't like to watch girls basketball because it's not, I guess people are everywhere. It wasn't that at this camp. Everything was just organized, and the girls that was on the floor are actual college players, so they knew what was going on. You could tell that they belong on the court. It wasn't no kid like, how we go to camps, we always say, why is he even here? He just took it, wasted his parents' money. We say that about a bunch of kids at camp. At this particular camp, I didn't see any girl like that at all. But it was a joy, man. So shout out to Pro Movement, Jared, man. He had a great camp. This is his first event. It was a great girls camp. And he had girls from all over too. Alabama, Florida, Georgia.
Big things.
I like to see him get some shine, man. I wish I was there, Locke, to put some pressure on you in your coaching debut.
Hey, check this out, bro. It ain't no pressure, man.
Hey, man. You seen him coach before?
I want to see Locke and Bryce go head to head. That's what I want to see.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see Locke and Bryce go head to head.
You know what my tactic would be with Bryce? It depends on what type of setting. If we're in a camp setting, I'm gonna try to pump Bryce out.
How you gonna pump Bryce when he's coaching? I'm not on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking so much shit where I'm just gonna try to punk him out. Because he's gonna, when it come down to X's and O's, he's gonna kill me. Like running stuff, he's gonna kill me.
And I'm gonna make adjustments.
But I make adjustments too now. But I'm gonna be barking so loud and talking where I'm gonna make somebody on his team scared to come out to that floor.
I don't want no part of it. This guy doing down here? I'm
gonna be laughing when I'm looking at the score and I'm up 10.
Here's the thing about Locke. Here's why I have the advantage over Locke coaching any day, because the difference is I'm gonna go back to my hotel room at 8 o'clock after I have dinner. I'm going to get 7 hours of sleep for my 10 a.m. game. Locke is going to go to sleep at 5 or 6 a.m. and wake up at 9:30 and try to get through a game. I'm gonna be thinking.
Bryce, I only did that with you. Right, I only did that with you because I only had to worry about the subs.
True.
That's why I did that. I could just sub people in. I didn't have to do it.
You had to talk to a lot of them kids too, because they be emotional too, though.
Oh man.
Them older kids be emotional, boy. Golly.
Younger kids do too. It's a lot of emotion.
More kids are expected though.
Yeah.
You expect younger kids to be emotional because they're younger. You old as hell. Why are you in your feelings all the time?
Man, it blows me because they get in their feelings. They miss a shot, or we take them out the game.
Hey, one kid came off the court and said something to Locke, and I was in disbelief. I said, "Please do not do anything to this kid. Please do not." Because they just be emotional. Like that shit. I don't know, man. It's wild.
We got a few minutes before our guest joins us, man. We do this every year. People may not notice, but we try to give y'all tips. We try to set expectations. Happiness is a function of expectation. If your expectations are set properly, then you can be happy.
Exactly.
Big facts.
All you got to do is do what they do in the NBA. They
Big
take you
facts.
out to the club the night before, show you a good time.
Send a couple people to Locke's
Hey,
hotel room and it's over
I'm
with.
gonna send him some drinks, some shots,
Yeah.
get him some steak. He gonna be asleep. He probably gonna try to hit the after hours spot at 5 a.m. He's gonna get to the gym 10 minutes before the game. We're gonna be warmed up, ready to go.
Hey,
But
I'm gonna have a good assistant. Good assistant coaches.
Monday, tomorrow, kids are gonna walk into their high school trial. Okay, from what I've seen, juniors and seniors are trying out together. Ninth grade and 10th grade are trying out at different times. Those are the flyers that I've seen. I don't know. That's the flyers that I've seen.
Wait, you know what? Is that new that they're doing high school tryout flyers?
Well,
I think
I guess it's because of COVID. I don't know. I guess it's for some people.
They trying to get the message out because we're not on campus.
Gotcha.
Hey man, it's a little odd to me, but hey, I'm not knocking it.
I mean, they got to do it somehow. So I think that's part of it. Part of it is trying to make
Yeah,
sure
'cause if they were in school, there would probably be something on the announcements.
maybe announcements or the email.
Right. We've talked about this before. As a kid, if you're walking into trials and you haven't been working out with the team since June,
Boy, you're gonna be in for a long night.
if me saying that they were working out in June is a surprise to you, you're probably not going to make varsity.
This year is different, though. This year is different.
You should
It's
still.
different.
Okay.
This year is different because some teams didn't even work out during the summer.
They didn't, but kids who are level basketball players are gonna find a way to work out on their own.
Not saying the kid didn't work out. I just said the team couldn't work out.
No,
In normal circumstances.
Or it could be a player who, think about it, and nobody did anything in June. So if you were able to get in July, there was some people that were kind of like, man, I don't know about this COVID. Like I'm not allowing my son to go to the gym. And I'm talking about guys who own the team.
I agree. If that coach doesn't know you, you're in trouble. But
as a freshman, are you in trouble if you're a freshman?
freshman,
They got a
you
freshman.
can get by as a freshman. You can get
it's
by.
gonna be tough.
You can
So
make the freshman team or JV by not working out, probably.
let me ask a couple of questions though. I've also heard there are programs. I can't say I heard. I know for a fact there are programs that are telling their freshmen that every freshman that makes the team will be making the freshman team, and that they'll evaluate after they see you play in a freshman game, whether or not you need to be moved up.
I can see that just because of COVID. Not saying I would do it, but
Maybe they know that they need kids, and
no, I think it's more. I mean, think about it, Bryce. Number one, if you're not in school, there's no open gyms going on. There's no workouts you can have, so you haven't had a chance to see a freshman to see if they can really make an impact on your team.
I get it. Now I understand that for ninth grade. I get it. I mean, they're gonna
Do
have.
y'all feel like every freshman should play freshman at least for a game or two, period, regardless of
No,
freshman?
every freshman, no.
You got to go that. You got to look at the kid. It's a kid by kid thing. I
Got to
think.
evaluate every kid as they are.
Yeah.
Let's get some tips on if let's say a kid is walking in, you're walking in trials.
What
nobody
grade?
knows-
What grade? You got to say all that.
Okay, let's say 10th grade.
Okay.
Nobody knows you. And you want an opportunity to be looked at fondly by the coaching staff. Let's give some guys some tips on what they can do. You walking in, this your trial. What can you do to make sure coaches notice you?
I need to know how tall.
I mean, if he's so tall, the coaches, if you walk in the gym and you're 6'6", coaches is going.
I'm not saying if you 6'6", but let's say if you're a 6'2" sophomore. That looks good.
You can look like Tarzan, play like James. I don't go by how tall you are. You gotta be able to play, man.
But what can they do to play well?
Huff, that's Huff. You a high major.
Hey, but Lock, a kid can't. We talking about what can a kid do if a kid is 5'8", he can't walk in the gym at 6'2".
No,
What can
you're
the kid control? What can the kid do during tryouts?
Be one of the first ones in the gym, or whatever time they can get in.
Be first in line and do the
They
drills.
have to be first in line because usually, if it's a player-led team, those seniors should be the first ones in line or leaders of the team.
I thought we were practicing separate. I thought we were practicing separate.
No, I guess are we practicing the same? Yeah, I guess that's a good question.
If they practicing the same with varsity, yeah, there ain't no way he's gonna be in the front.
But when they doing sprints, you need to finish first in sprints. He better have a motor. He better know how to play the game the right way. Conditioning. Go back to that question. No, that yeah, we had conditioning. It was during our workout time, and then we had one conditioning day period. We were on the track. And it was open to anybody, by the way.
I would say also,
my advice.
Don't worry about how many points you score.
I would agree with that. Before you go, Locke, here's what I'll say. Understand that there are two different styles of how people want to have tryouts. Some coaches have tryouts where you're just playing almost. They're trying to see what they got. Other coaches are going to run it like a regular practice. And you got to be able to pick up on the drills. You got to be pick up on what they're trying to do. You know, they probably ain't going to install their plays, but you got to be able to pick that stuff.
It's a good question. Generally, how long do you watch a kid to evaluate whether he or she will join the team and which team he or she will play on?
Then you got to evaluate. Unless, I'm going to be honest, unless they're just, they're not going to make it, you evaluate them up into the very end. With a
full day, 2-day tryouts, I think.
And even if a kid can't make it, he's still getting the full time, but you evaluate. Like, I'm going to use an example last year. Shout out to my Reggie Anderson, who's now at Young Harris. So Coach Mays and I saw a kid that played for us last year. He was in 10th grade. And I'm going to be honest. We were like, I don't know if the kid can help us. Even on JV. And Coach Anderson said, nah, I'm not going to let y'all cut this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I see something in him that we can work with. He ended up being the MVP of the JV team. I mean, we all saw, like.
Yeah, I think that's a lot, especially at bigger high schools when you have a JV coach and then a varsity coach who's seasoned too.
Yeah.
Like the seasoned varsity coach may say to the JV coach, like, you might need to look at this kid again or something like that and keep him. And sometimes I knew when I did JV, there was kids that I didn't want to keep. But like Coach Rogers was like, nah, you got to keep him.
Let me ask this question. I've often seen in tryouts that kids get grouped where, especially in the 5-on-5s, where you'll have basically the guys that are going to make varsity kind of playing against each other in one group.
Mm-hmm.
And the groups will
progressively get worse. I know what you're
progressively get worse, right? If a kid that has potential is on one of those groups, one of those last groups, how hard are coaches honestly evaluating those groups at the back of the pack?
It depends on your coaching staff, because if you truly evaluating, then you may see something and say, man, that kid might not need to be with that group. I need to switch him to a different team, or I need to watch him more closely to see.
Yeah, I mean, Dre, I think
should a kid be looking to score a lot if they're in one of those bad groups? Is that really the only way?
You need to make the right basketball.
Yeah, there you go, Bryce. Always make the right basketball.
But I mean, I think that, like, I forgot what I was going to say, but for the most part, like bigger high schools, I think, not even necessarily bigger high schools, all high schools, I think, are going to look at every kid, because if you cut somebody, you have to have, reasons for cutting him. I think, like, you're going to have to be able to justify why you cut him. So I think all schools or coaches are going to they're going to look at all the kids that come out the tryouts, and they're going to take notes. I would think that they're going to take notes, because that parent might call and say, hey, can I, why did my kid get cut, or whatever the case may be.
How do you guys deliver the news?
You got good speech.
What's the best way to deliver that news to the kids?
I mean, when I was in school,
Put it on the wall, on the door.
so to me, I don't think you can do that anymore, to be honest.
Wow.
Because now I think you set yourself up. Like, are you putting their name up?
Numbers,
You know, I've seen schools. Now, I'm not gonna say people don't still do that, Bryce. So let me.
I don't know.
I don't do that. I meet with it. I mean, my last day of tryouts, I'm probably in the gym if we got late practice, sometimes at 10 o'clock, man, because I'm talking to every kid. I'm gonna tell them why they got cut. And I'm gonna tell them one. I'm gonna even meet with my kid because I don't want to make it seem like, oh, if I don't call your name, then you already know you made a team. I'm bringing everybody in. And if you made a team, I'm telling you, okay, this is kind of where you stand right now. Like, maybe you're a fringe varsity player, you're going to play mostly JV. I need you to understand that because Wednesday, Thursday, whatever the day is that we starting practice with no more trials, we got to go. And then here's the toughest part. Nobody is talking about right now. Football goes to January. If you had a school with a good football team and they get to the championship, you will not get those players to January 1st. So I'm going to be honest, parents. Your kid could play to December. And if the right football players come out, it's a wrap. Hopefully the coach –
unless they winning.
Hopefully the coach can maneuver it and he's left open spots, but it's a possibility. So
I just like, and I get it, high schools and stuff, you have to usually share players for the most part. I just feel like, and this might sound crazy, but like, I hate when football players get on the court and they're like backpedaling like this is football. Like, no, bro, this is not football. You can't backpedal. I like, for me, basketball and football is just two totally different things. And I don't even want to be bothered. Like,
Bryce, that's how I know you ain't had to coach no football dudes.
Nah, I mean, I've had some, like when I did ninth and JV, I just like,
I'm with you. It is a little different, Bryce, because some of them football kids get in there.
Football kids are real basketball. Lorenzo Carter was a real basketball.
Nah, I'm not saying they're not. Now you have your some are, but I'm just saying for the most part,
some is fouling though, especially when they first get off the football field.
They doing a DB backpedal, like, bro. Can you, like, I don't know.
And they sending a couple of basketball kids, missing layups, sending kids to the infirmary.
Basketball kids missing layups. Don't just put that on football kids,
buddy.
I'm telling you,
some football kids, some. That's interesting, man. Go play as hard as you can. Having a motor is a skill. Playing hard,
talk, communicate.
Yeah, be active.
Ask questions about the drills and things that you're running. Ask questions.
You know what made Quincy stand out at Westlake so much? Even though he probably could have played varsity as a 10th grader in many schools, he didn't complain. He played hard. He outran everybody. He gave everybody a 5, a dap every time he came off the floor. People saw that.
Being a good teammate, for sure. It's definitely not about how many points you score. All of them leak out layups, it's not getting evaluated the way you think. I will say that. Our guy should be here. Until he does, I got one more thing to show y'all. Let's see what y'all think about this.
Everybody out there, don't ever give up on your dreams. You can fucking do it. I swear, just keep fighting. I swear to God, don't ever give up on yourself, man.
I know what I don't like as a player, though.
What's that?
So a lot of players on their little Instagram bragging like they were the reason they got the championship. I ain't gonna say no names.
There was a lot of that going on.
I ain't gonna say no name.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Sit your ass down. You didn't do nothing. Stop it.
But I already know who you're talking about.
You know it too.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Stop it.
There
Front
were,
runner,
by the way,
bandwagon jumper. Stop it. Stop it. Don't be talking to me like you know players. Sit your ass down.
By the
Stop
way,
it.
Lakers front office.
Post one pick and sit your ass down.
By the way, Lakers front office.
Follow your dreams, and I can't believe sit your ass up.
Stop it.
You ain't do nothing.
Seriously.
Oh, wait a minute now. He played a role.
Man, Shaq a hater.
Oh, Bryce, he went after your boy.
He is hating.
Low-key hater.
Shaq is hating.
Dwight Howard ain't my boy. I just say he's have a good career.
Man.
Nah, you know John Wall, my boy. Mike Beasley, that's my guy. Bron James, that's my guy. They're my dudes. Dwight Howard, he's Dwight Howard.
Shaq hating. It was funny. I agree. It was hilarious, but that's hating.
That's
Man,
how
the
old dudes do, like Shaq and Charles Barkley. They just be hating.
Oh, man. Hate hard.
little hating dog in it. You know what I'm saying?
That would be like me hating on kids now because I didn't have Instagram and Twitter and they get mixtapes and we didn't. And you know what I mean? Like, bro, it is what it is. Like, move on. Sound like a
But
hater.
you know what? I'd rather be on the N1 mixtape back then than be on the highlight tape right now.
I don't know, bro. If we had Instagram back when I was in high school, sheesh.
Yeah, I didn't want to have Instagram in high school.
I mean, like the cameras and stuff like that.
No.
I think I would have got some mixtapes.
Got your coaching mixtape coming up, right? Coming out.
I don't know. I gotta drop that. I don't want nobody. I don't know. There's too much stuff going on nowadays. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, right on the board.
I did get some videographer dude called us at that one game we won by the buzzer beater. We played at Lake Point. That was a little coaching mixtape right there. That was solid. So that was good enough for me. Beat that Florida team. So who was that? Team Spates.
Hey, we got our coach joining here. We got Coach Brian Burton joining in. We're gonna talk about the rules for these kids, man. Everybody getting an extra year. Even JUCO kids getting an extra year. Coach Burton, what up?
What up, fellas? Can you hear me?
What's going on, Coach?
Oh, man, pleasure to be here, man. Appreciate I've heard so much about the podcast and the show, and Huff's my main man, 100 grand. So great to be a part of the greatness tonight, man.
Appreciate you, B. Burton, man. Kind of give our listeners your background, where you coach and what you're doing now.
Yeah, it's I don't know how much time you have. That's probably about as many twists and turns as I've had in my career. But I've been blessed. I've been a college basketball coach for 15 years. I've coached at all levels, 6 different Division I's. I've been at Utah, Fresno State, UTEP, Lamar, Abilene Christian, and IUPUI. So been a lot of different stops. Coached in JUCO for 5 years. I've worked for John Lucas doing some player development. I worked for Nike doing some player development. I'm now working for Rising Coaches. I've been blessed to be named the Vice President for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Alliance. Just working on creating change within our profession and within our communities around those topics. So, yeah, I founded a new kind of arm within Rising Coaches called All Access Coaches Corner, and working on some more things now. So, yeah, been blessed. So, yeah, excited to be here today to talk a little hoops.
Appreciate it, man. So, obviously, you know the rule that kind of went down in Division I, Division II, and JUCO. Tell us your thoughts on how that impacts. You know, if you were still coaching at Division I, how would that impact you and your team and how you recruit?
Yeah, well, first, just kind of explaining what has taken place. You know, COVID has a part in it. I think that the first part of it is just students are allowed to get their year back if they want to. So I think that in itself is big, just because no one really knows what this year is going to be. There's a lot of uncertainty. So I think it gives a great amount of comfort for those athletes to take some of the pressure off, to know if they want to come back to college basketball, they can. So seniors, this doesn't have to be your senior year. If you're a junior, it doesn't have to waste your junior year per se. and you get that back. If you're a freshman, you technically can get 2 freshman years. So I think that part itself for JUCO as well, Division II as well. So I think that's just a big thing for these athletes to have an opportunity to possibly even not only further their athletic dream that they've worked so hard for, but also athletically, it allows them, academically, it allows them to possibly add some masters or another year of academic success on their resume. So I think that part is impactful for the players. That's what this thing should be about, first and foremost. So I would say that first. And then secondly, so they've allowed the transfer. Division I has allowed for athletes to be able to transfer and be immediately eligible. And there's a deadline by May 1st that they have to say it. And I appreciate the fact that I know they've been working on this. They really wanted to push it through last year. I'm glad they didn't because of all that was going on with the pandemic and not maybe being able to have as much time to put something together like they have. But the fact that the May 1st deadline, just talking to some of my, college coaching buddies who are still doing it, I think it just helps prevent that bomb in the summer as a coach that, let's just say you're at a mid-major and you have a guy who averages 19 a game or he's an all-conference player and this high major is kind of tugging at him during the summer. Well, you don't even have a chance to replace a guy to that quality. And you may not have a chance by May, but at least you have an idea by May 1st. So the recruiting pool the cupboard isn't all the way bare of guys you can bring in. So I think that it does give a deadline. It does make some people have to make some decisions so that everyone knows on May 2nd, they'll know who's going to be back in their program and who isn't that's trying to be immediately eligible. So I think it gives a great amount of clarity for the coaches to have an understanding and for the players to basically have a deadline and not do something at the last minute. So, yeah, I know I kind of went all the way around. It affects everybody, but at least now there's some things in place that people can feel good about it on all sides to know where it stands going in.
So basically we're talking about guys this year, freshmen through seniors, or if we're talking about the JUCO level, those freshmen and sophomores, they can go back to their same institution or even transfer and still have that same amount of eligibility left. Correct?
Yeah, that's the way that I understand it to be, and kind of how I've gone over with again some of my buddies just to kind of make sure I really understand it with great clarity. That's the way that it reads, and that's the way that it is. So, yeah, unless they change something.
So you add that part in. Then you talked about May 1st being the deadline for kids to transfer. So with both of those things in tow, how does that impact guys? More so, how does it impact the guys that are in high school?
I think that's the biggest question mark still, to be honest, Huff, and that's a great question. I was actually going to get into that. It just leaves a lot of uncertainty. I think there's some unknowns they're still trying to work through. So let's say, for example, let's just say University of USA. We don't want to use any examples of real schools. So we'll just say they could essentially have their exact same team. If they have 13 scholarship players, they could essentially have the exact same roster next year that all have the exact same classification if they wanted. So how does that impact the freshmen? Well, let's just say there's some guys that have already committed to go to this particular school. So the tricky part is now, I think the way I understand it, at least at right now, is that the athletic departments and the NCAA is going to allow the schools to go over their normal limit, which is 13, is the way it's understood right now. But their signing date isn't until November, which is next month, of course. But a lot of kids, as you know, have already committed to where they're going to go to play ball next. So I don't know exactly how that's going to affect it. I don't think that's the part they're still ironing out, is how exactly are they going to do that? Is the athletic department going to pay for the scholarship and the basketball department still pays for their 13, but does the athletic department pay for the seniors? Do those guys have to come in and register? I think not only how does it work scholarship-wise? But then if you do have the scholarships, I think the second part of that is how do you manage your roster? Roster management becomes a little different because you essentially have an excess of scholarship players. So you can't keep 13 guys happy that all want to play. So now let's say you have 15 or 16. I don't know exactly how that looks. Does that mean they automatically redshirt? Does that mean but I think with some of the transferring, it probably will even itself out because as we all know, this is the transfer era right now in college athletics, especially basketball. So most of the time you're not going to have 100% retention. So that may create some flexibility, but it'll be interesting to see kind of how they sort through that in the next couple of weeks leading up to signing day. Exactly how does that look? Because that was my first question to some of the staffs I've talked to was, how does this part look? And it sounds like there's still some uncertainty there.
So, Coach, what would you recommend for a prospect maybe who doesn't have an offer, but they're getting recruited by different schools from different levels? What would you recommend for a 2021 prospect and what they should do in the near future after their high school season?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Now, so what would you recommend for a prospect in the 2021 class who basically they're getting recruited, but they don't have any solid offers yet? And then, once they roll into the high school season and then maybe they don't get anything after the high school season, what would you recommend for that 2021 prospect?
Yeah, I think I got the question. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Coach.
Okay, so I would just say, yes, it's tricky for 21 class. I mean, obviously, if you've already committed, definitely be in communication with the staff you committed to figure out how does that look. But for the guys that are unsigned and kind of in between, it's tricky at all levels, to be very frank and to be direct and honest, because junior college normally has half of their rosters that are open, and now they will essentially, a lot of those guys will still try to go Division I or try to go Division II or get to the 4-year level. But again, those scholarships are going to be less than they normally would. Right? All the scholarship opportunities are less than normal. So I do think just having an open mind as a high school senior in the 21 class. Obviously, there's other levels of college basketball. NAIA, there's prep school, there's post-grad, and then, just you're going to have to be open to being creative to other opportunities that may even look like a walk-on and redshirt, just to be able to be in a Division I or Division II or NAIA level program, just to be able to get in, start going to classes. You know what I mean? If they don't have scholarships, but they still want to have an interest in you, I think you just have to be creative to put yourself in the best position. And then after the season, explore whatever opportunities are possibly there then. And again, it's an unconventional year. I mean, think about the dead period and the recruiting period for Division I as well. I mean, a lot of the Division I's haven't been able to recruit, and they won't be able to really for majority of the year if they even are able to ever go out and recruit and have contact. So it's a lot of film, it's a lot of word of mouth, and I think it's also hard if a coach has really, really seen you to know that that's the place that they believe in you the way you want them to, and you hope they would, and vice versa. So I think you just got to be really open-minded. You're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to really trust the people that are in your circle. I think who you're connected to and who you listen to and who's in your circle of influence is as important as it ever has been, because you're going to have to trust some people that are in your circle and who their network is in order to kind of be the bridge to connect you more so than just your ability, because there's so many guys out there that are trying to kind of get their name on the map right now. I think it's hard to kind of separate the same way it is when you can just kind of play and showcase events and play in opportunity basketball competition in the summer or even in the season when people can see you. So I think, again, being creative, using your network, thinking outside the box, continuing to work to make sure you're putting yourself in position to just get whatever opportunity you can. And then, the reality of again, athletics and college basketball where it is now is a lot of it is you have to go play, improve, and then, kind of see what happens.
For sure. Hey, Coach, we definitely appreciate you spending the time with us today. It's definitely going to be interesting, man. Well, once some of this stuff kind of pans out, we see it kind of start to play out, we'll have to bring you back on and we'll discuss if it played out the way we thought it would. But definitely appreciate you joining us, Coach, and appreciate you breaking some of that down for us.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity. And with us over there, man, I know you guys are doing big things. I look forward to meeting and getting to know the rest of you guys too. And I'm welcome to come on anytime, man, as long as you guys are happy. So thanks so much again. And hopefully that information was helpful.
No doubt, Coach, for sure.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Okay.
All right, Coach.
Gonna be real interesting, man. I'm wondering if kids are gonna think about possibly going, JUCO, NAIA, and trying to play their way up.
That was my question. Like, should a kid be afraid, or should a program at one of those places be afraid to be a feeder program? And please understand what I'm saying. Like, go get you some dudes that you know can play, that you know you may only have a year.
I feel like I don't think schools should be afraid of it. And I'll say it like this. It's essentially what Kentucky is doing. And I mean, how do we define success? I know they're viewed in a certain way. If you do that and you don't win a championship, and you do that year over year for the next 5 years and you don't win a championship, is that successful? I mean, Kentucky has certainly done a lot of winning. It hasn't necessarily equaled championships, but is that success if an NAIA school does that with, like Uncle Drew was saying, NAIA one and dones, where kids go there for a year and they go on to Division I? Is that success? I feel like, if you winning, you're winning.
Yep, but my thing is, if I do get a kid at an NAIA school, that kid might just enjoy that school and want to be there and want to be
especially once you get them there.
Yeah.
Could a kid be a NAIA one and done and go be a pro?
You get the right kid. But is that, you just got to hope that right kid believes in the program, the coach, all that kind of stuff. But if that kid,
when I say pro, I'm not necessarily meaning go to the NBA, but
I don't know if he can be one and done. But can a kid go be a pro from NAIA? Hell yeah.
I see a lot of kids going post grad.
It's going to be a post grad team with 4 different teams this year.
For sure. It's going to be crowded.
I think some kids should just take some. I think there are going to be kids and families that are going to have to stop waiting on the Division I or even maybe the Division II offer that may or may not come because of all this, and really have to decide what they want to do. And your 3 choices are going to be JUCO, where again all the players could be coming back again, or post grad prep, or NAIA.
It's tough, and it's not just going to be tough for our guys that are 2021. And I think Uncle Drew mentioned this earlier. 2022, possibly feed into 2023.
And you're right, Drake, because what we didn't get into, so they're going to give you the overlap of more than 13 scholarships for the following season, but they're not doing it for the season after that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a log jam then, right?
Yes.
They'll probably change it by the time he gets here.
Now think about it like this. Let's say, so you got 13 guys this year, and you had 1 senior. Or maybe let's say you had 2. right? So you recruited those 2 spots. So the following year, those 2 seniors gone, but now you're still at the max of 13. Well, what happens to that next class you're trying to recruit?
I'm gonna give another scenario that may be harder than that. Coach, what happens? We're in a surge right now, depending on who you listen to, according to the pandemic people, right? What happens if the numbers go back up? I heard Tempe, Arizona went into, El Paso, Texas. I don't know how I got that confused with Tempe. El Paso, Texas just went on a 2-week lockdown. What happens if we see lockdowns again or quarantine periods again across the U.S. and it interrupts the college basketball season and we don't get a champion again this year? Could we see another extra year added on to this?
I think they're going to try to do a lot of these bubbles too, from what I've seen. And they're going to try to do they're going to try to do like what NBA did with bubbles. So they're going to have a bunch of college programs in Vegas or wherever these places are, and they'll try to figure out a way to crown a champion. I think
you could possibly do
because I think I already heard like some preseason tournament, like the Mohegan Sun.
Yeah,
Connecticut. So yeah, you're right, Bryce. They'll probably do.
They'll just have to do their academic. I mean, they do the academics online anyway, so they'll probably bring an academic advisor with them, and they'll be, at the resort for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll figure it out. Which to me, I'm cool with it. Like you getting good
all over again.
Yeah, we getting good basketball with in these bubbles. Like this bubble basketball, they hooping.
But then so we're talking about all this, but then as Bryce, when I sent that to you guys and you were just like, oh my God, like they're talking about not letting the college coaches back out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that late signing period everybody waiting on,
it's over with.
That's
I am hearing a lot about coaches not being able to come out until May or June.
Crazy. Don't you think that would have something some type of vaccine or something that can treat it by January?
Yeah, but then you got to get that vaccine to people. I mean,
got to get it distributed.
Well, so do people still have unsigned senior teams if that's the case? If there's no live period?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's bad news, Uncle Drew. I don't.
Is that true? Because people weren't taking the flu. People weren't taking the flu vaccine like that.
Yeah,
some people were.
I have no idea.
Now they said it's supposed to be one by
December.
I don't know about December. I heard like April.
Man, May. Trump was on TV. He said 2 weeks.
Oh, stop.
I heard yesterday on CNN.
He was so
they're going to know if the one that they have.
Trump also told you to drink bleach or whatever he said.
And
he also said he was the best president. Never mind. You about to get me started, Mondre.
Well, CNN said they don't know if the vaccine that they have works by December. That's all I saw yesterday on TV.
2 of the vaccine trials have been put on pause. I'll say what I know. 2 of the vaccine trials have been put on pause. Yes, I did go on Twitter and make fun of it and say that it was put on pause because someone turned into a zombie. But I don't know that to be a fact. But 2 of the vaccines have been put on pause. And it was because of a undisclosed illness that developed. But we have more vaccines that are being developed. That was only 2 of them. So I don't know what happened. That's all the information I know. I don't know if this is true. I'll put the comments up. But I don't know if any of this is true.
Are they giving people steroids for it now too?
took a vaccine and got cured in 2 hours. I don't know, man.
Trump probably ain't even have it. Who knows with him?
I don't know about any of that. I don't have anything to do with the vaccine right now. Yeah, man, I don't know. Colleges should have more camps. Colleges don't want people on campus.
Right.
So that's the problem.
More people around.
I mean, I've been reaching out to schools even about coming to practices, and it's been kind of touch and go about even letting guys come to practice to watch.
They don't want nobody on.
Grind Session is having a bubble for prep teams in Arizona. There's actually some games going on, I believe, in Arizona right now on ESPN.
Yeah, I saw it because Prolific Prep was playing and somebody else.
I watched part of it, and championship game I think starts tonight at 8. So I'm gonna jump off as soon as we get done to try to go catch it. There's games going on. Someone in Argentina died from a vaccine trial. I don't know that to be true, but Tory's a pretty smart guy.
Here's the thing: didn't people die when they took the flu shot? I mean, like, I'm not saying.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Bryce, you gonna be the first one to take the vaccine?
No. They asked the president that. They asked the president and the former VP on the debate. So they need to be the first one to take it.
I will say
Joe Biden said he would take it if the scientist said it was okay with it. So let his ass take it, and I'll see how he do, and then I'll go see how I'm feeling about it.
A couple of things when it comes to this, all this, the political stuff, right? Number one, and this is the most important thing. Please don't let these politicians hype you up to go get your ass whooped out here on these streets. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. Don't let them hype your ass up and get you into arguments with people who you don't know. Don't get your ass whooped out here in these streets. Don't do something stupid and get arrested out here in these streets, because at the end of the day, the politicians will still be rich and you will still have your life after you get out of jail because they hyped you up to do some dumb shit. Please don't do that. Go vote. Go participate. Do not wear any political paraphernalia or any of that stuff to your polling place, because if I'm not mistaken, that is illegal. Just go participate. Do your civic duty. Please go vote. Don't not vote, but don't let them hype you up to get your ass whooped neither, because it's not worth it. That's my public service announcement. I did like the last debate though. It was better. To me, it was much better. It was much better. I got
and let it be known that the moderator was the best one that we had this whole time.
I think so.
She was on point. Now it helped that she had a mute button too. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think both candidates just did a better job of just trying to stick to their issues, talking about what was going on. You know, they talked their trash or whatever, but it was, you know, everybody had their opportunity to speak. I thought it was a much better debate. I got way more out of it than any of the previous ones. Go vote. Go vote. Yeah. You can vote early in Georgia. Go get it out of the way.
I've already done my duty.
Me too. I hate to go back to what we were talking about the 2021, the extra year thing. And I just kind of, what I will say is I'm tired of people saying like, it's getting harder and harder for 2021. Like, all right, bro. Like, okay, we've heard that shit a million times. Like, we
should have committed early.
Yeah,
get it out the way.
I get that. Nah, they should have. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the kids that are unsigned, that are looking for opportunities. Still,
sure. Yeah.
I'm not talking about the kids that blew opportunity. That's on you. But the kids that don't have opportunities are still seeking opportunities. Like, for people to go on Twitter constantly every day when something else, it's like, bro,
it's discouraging.
It's discouraging. Like, and you don't know what that kid is capable of. You don't know what that college program is going. You don't know, bro. You don't know. You don't know. It's already difficult to go Division I anyway. Like,
for sure.
So
I agree with you, Bryce.
My thing is, and from the kids and the parents' perspective, you have to block that out. and you have to stay in the lab. And you can't get discouraged because you don't know what program is looking for a young kid that's hungry to come in. You don't know that. So that's my thing. It's just like if I see somebody else tweet again, oh man, it's just getting harder and harder for 2021. It's like, bro, okay, we get it. We acknowledge that shit already. Everybody knows, bro.
And I will say this too. Let's make this announcement. Send us your highlights. The same way we helped a lot of 2020 kids during the pandemic, we understand what it is for 2021s. Send us your highlights, man. Slide in the DMs. All of our Twitter names are available.
Hey, what if the highlights a kid? He's 17U, but he's playing down 16U.
Oh boy. And commits.
What?
And commit.
Hey.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Hey, y'all hell, bro. Y'all are hell, bro. Hey, man. Congratulations to the kid.
I didn't see. I don't know what you were talking about. I was just talking about in general.
Oh, okay. It happens, though.
Look, it's different. If I go get some 20-year-olds to play 17U, at least we playing the highest age group. I know I'll be having some old kids, but we ain't playing down.
I don't understand how that works, but I'm happy that it worked.
It worked.
To be young like that?
Hey, I ain't getting into that.
I don't know.
He transferred schools though, didn't he?
See? Hey, see, Locke always bring up. Hey, and look, Locke been sitting back. Locke been sitting back quiet in the motherfucker after that. You see how Locke just slid that shit in there and then slid out of the conversation? Hey, he did. He played the system and it worked. I ain't mad at it.
Bro, that shit wild, bro.
Grade and age exception. I don't know. I don't know.
He's a 2021 kid, correct?
Yeah.
All right, but I guess he was young enough to play 16U.
Ain't no young enough when you get to that age group. It's either or.
I'm just.
It ain't no birthday cut off when you get to that age group.
So no birthday. 2021, he should have been playing 17U. Is what you're saying, Bryce?
I didn't say anything. I want nobody quoting what I said.
2022, kinda. I don't know what that means.
Nah. Hell no.
I applaud it. Hey, every kid that gets on and signs.
No, what I'm gonna do is, what we gonna do is, I'm gonna put these 17-year-olds and play 16U.
Don't play us. We don't want that. We don't want them problems.
And y'all ain't never gonna know because I ain't never gonna say nothing about it.
So should a 2021 kid go post grad or prep?
I think honestly, a lot of kids even a lot of kids I've had in the past before the COVID stuff, I always kind of was like, yo, I don't think you're ready for college basketball. So
were those people that didn't have college offers, or
they were going to get something at some point. Like I
don't mean get something. I mean, did they have them at that particular time? Like right now, and whatever you were talking about today.
At the time when I was talking about the conversation, they didn't have it. And
I'm talking about somebody that has something.
No, if you have something, I think you probably should take it.
You gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta take it now. But I think for those, just my general thought process in general is most high school kids, I don't think are prepared for college basketball right out of high school. From what I've seen, I don't think they are. So I don't think it's going to hurt some of them who are unsigned anyway, because in my opinion, you probably needed to go to the post grad. Like your game ain't there. Your strength ain't there. Your mindset ain't there. This a whole package, bro.
But let's keep it real, Bryce. How hard was it for Terrell Art to get post grad?
What you mean? How hard?
Like he's an exception to the rule, bro.
Yes. It's not, his situation is definitely, hey man, if
He
you
got the only
don't have
kid we
that
had-
bread, if you don't have that bread, and if you don't have a bunch of D1 offers
Yeah.
already, that post-grad life is a tough look. It's not that easy.
No, it's not easy. I mean, nothing's easy though. But I mean, it helped that he had offers already going into it. Yes, but he's not the only kid that I'm like. He's not the only example. I'm saying like CJ went to post grad.
But you're talking about another kid that was pretty damn
And-
good, bro.
and had some D1 offers already.
When Tay Watson was playing, it was a conversation about Tay Watson going to post grad. For a while, he didn't have anything.
Well, I got another good example. Clarence Jackson, who was at Wichita. He went to Middle Georgia Prep. Then went to Polk. Because coming out of high school, he wasn't a Division I player. Not at Wichita. So
I
2
think
years of development. Boom.
I think it works for some kids. I just want to make sure that all the kids that are listening and the parents understand post grad is not free.
Nah, it ain't free.
Post grad is not cheap.
It's a case by case scenario.
You're talking about paying college tuition for a year before your kid goes to college.
You got to
So
do it
be prepared.
right. Now you got to be able to finesse it the right way. So when you get with the now, I don't want to tell all my secrets on here, but when you get with the right summer program and you playing for the right coaches and stuff like that, then you got to use your leverage here. You got to finesse it somehow. I ain't gonna get into that. Like I don't.
So you saying your summer program can determine how high your fees are, or how low your fees are?
Like I said, it helps if you have something going into it. If it helps if you are wanted, if you're regarded. Now, if you're a prospect and you ain't wanted, shit, what you going for? If it makes sense for you to reclass and do a year, work on your game.
Right. Right. Here's a scenario.
This is the perfect comment, though, right here. And I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. If you're a good player, some post grads are free.
Nah.
That's what people think.
Nah.
If you have 10 D1 offers already and you 6'8", 6'9", you athletic as hell, yeah, you might get a free one.
Still probably not
free. Even then, they gonna make you pay $5,000, something
between 5 and 10. Yeah,
just to have some skin in the game, dog. It is so fucking hard to get a free post grad offer, unless a college decides that they want you and they're going to connect you with the post grad where they have a relationship and it's going to be taken care of for you. I don't know that that's totally legal.
They paying for it? Okay,
Hargrave. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but
okay, Hargrave. Okay, Hargrave. Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about a college doing that. Most of these kids that we're talking about,
they're not going to Hargrave.
They're not going to Hargrave because if they had a college looking at them like that, they would take the offer.
I mean, Putnam Science Academy has probably surpassed, I would think, now at a Hargrave. Hargrave used to be the number 1 or number 2, but I think those kids who going to Putnam were still paying. Like I know they were
paying something for sure.
Yeah.
$5,000,
$3,000. You staying on campus. You like eating 3 meals a day or whatever. Like you got to pay something.
You're gonna pay something, man.
But
I just want to make sure I say that because a lot of people think that they can do that post grad year and they're not really gonna have to. I don't want that to be that sticker shock.
Yeah.
When you get that $20,000 bill, it could be some sticker shock, but like that's what we're talking about paying.
Again, Dre, it's all about the setup. Like it's got to be the right setup. It's got to be like, you know what I mean? Like you got to play it. You got to play your hands the right way. You got to play your cards the right way when it comes to the post grad and reclassing and stuff. Because if you don't, it's gonna get tricky, and you'll probably end up just going to where you was gonna go before that anyway, which is maybe JUCO. You know what I mean? Like so, you gotta play it the right way. You got to go to the right one. You probably got to play all summer with the right AAU team. Hopefully you play in live period and get some buzz going into it. And then they follow you and track you through your post grad. Otherwise,
And y'all got some great post-grad relationships, B. So you have to be with a program who has some relationships and understands how that post-grad thing work. I just feel like people think it's throwaway.
It's not a guarantee, though. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee. Like, hell no.
Yeah.
Right.
Dr. Love said he worked at Impact Academy in Vegas and he charged $30,000.
Hey, my kid, if my kid got to go to Impact Academy, you ain't playing basketball no more, my guy.
But it's a lot, man. Hey,
it's over with.
Like Dave said last week, it's programs out there charging $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for post-grad. That thing is not, it's not cheap.
Man, you going straight
down. Yeah, it's a lot of kids, Uncle Drew.
Right down the street on that Hope Scholarship to Clark Atlanta Morehouse. Chat.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids that think that that's their plan because they think that post-grad shit is free. It's not free, and it's not cheap.
So, Bryce, are you telling a kid on your team that has some D3 offers maybe and NAI offer to go post-grad?
Any offer a kid has on my team, I strongly advise him to take what he has. unless he is 6'7" or above. If he doesn't have any offers, of course, and that's different. But like if you have an offer like to somewhere, shit, congratulations, my guy. You just got a free you going to school for free. See you later. That's just the way I move. But like I said, now if you're the hottest prospect in the country, like Terrell R, at one point was probably the hottest prospect in the country. So he had options. He could have went to school in that summer, or he could have went to preps. He could have done what he wanted to do. That's what it was. But for kids, it's a case-by-case basis. Does this make sense for you? Are you going to be able to up your stock by going here? Are you going to be able to come out a year later and get an opportunity to go D1 or where you think you should go? Other than that, you probably need to take what you got.
I say, if you want to go to prep and you feel like you want to bet on yourself, bet on yourself. I feel like everybody's story is different. Like
They are.
Go to prep. You might not strictly go D1, go JUCO. You know, 2 years.
Hey man, if you got that 40,000,
here's the thing, Locke, about that. Some kids and parents don't know the level of college basketball to which their child belongs, and they leave things on the table, and like that's not what you want. So, like, if you're not in the top 100, most likely you're probably gonna go mid-major. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily true all the time, but like, let's look at it here. Like, you got 1 or 2 Division I, but you want to go post-grad, try to get something higher. Are you in the top 100? Like, are you like, why do you want to do that? Why would you do that? What are you betting on at that point? You've already got something. So, like I said, I think it depends on who you are. It depends on really who you are, what your stock at that time. And sometimes you have to go because you don't have anything, then go, of course. But for me, like even last summer, we had somebody at Voorhees. We had somebody commit to Voorhees. We had somebody commit to UAB, UMass. So I mean, the levels are different. It's different based on each kid. But if it were me and I was trying to go Division I and I had a Division I offer or 2, I'm taking it. And I advise people to take it too. I'm not going to tell anybody not to take a free education. Like I'm not going to do that. And if you decide to go post grad, that's on you. That's cool. But they can't come back and say, Bryce told me to go, don't go. Nah.
Hey, why you make his voice sound like that?
No, because that's how they block me. Nope.
Hey, let's end the show here. I gotta have a question for y'all, and I know Huff probably not gonna answer it, but we're gonna see where it goes. Have y'all ever been ghosted, and do you care?
Hell yeah, I've been ghosted.
I think every
by
dude
shit.
is ghosted, man. Like,
Yeah, by a
Ghosted
chick. Have you ever
lifestyle,
been
bro.
ghosted?
Hell yeah.
How
That's
you handle it?
part
What
of
do you
it,
do?
dog. Shit, brush your shoulders off, nigga. At first you don't succeed. Dress up, try again. Go for
don't act like that, Bryce. You were a little bit hurt if you thought she was a banger. You were a little bit hurt at the beginning.
Hey, it hurt.
I mean, it hurt for the first 20, 30 minutes when she rejects you or she ghosts you or something like that, like a day or two.
That ain't no real ghost.
What we talking about a ghost?
What's a real? Let's define it. What's a real ghost? What we talking about?
Y'all went and really hung out. Like y'all were kicking it.
Right, and then she just disappeared on you.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm gonna do?
I don't think that happens, though.
If she disappear on me, I'm gonna call the second date update. I'm gonna call Young Jock in the morning.
They're gonna ghost you before they meet you, though. Before they go out with you. I think girls know when they want to go out with you or not already. I think when they want to get to know you. So,
what if she ghosts you after like date 3 or 4? Like she just bounced on you.
You gotta keep it moving, dog.
Oh, we fight. Not much. What 3? You taking out 3, 4 dates? No, 3 dates. You get 2 out in public, 1 at home.
A home date? In home date?
Yeah, player. You gotta do player shit, man. Yeah, you gotta do
what happens after if she ghosts you after that, bro?
She must have had another nigga on the side.
So I'm petty. So I'm gonna go look at your Instagram friends and go holler at one of your friends.
Woo!
Oh wow.
That's low.
I like the truth.
I'm petty. I'm like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. I seen your friends liking my pictures anyway.
Hey.
Hey, what if after 7 home dates she goes?
I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do.
If she ghosts you after 7 home dates, it probably something wrong with your love life.
Oh,
sounds like their problem.
Hey, like man, that dude over there, I went to his crib.
Hey, do y'all subtweet? Y'all get on Twitter?
Boy.
No, I don't know.
Hey, in 2008 Twitter, 2008 to 2012 Twitter, I was a whole different. Oh man,
you was subtweeting?
What? I was Bruce back then. hey, 2008 to 2012 Twitter, I was in peak Bruce mode. Now you only catch me tweeting about basketball shit. You don't never catch me talking about no women on that shit. Never, ever. I used to be on that joint in my feelings, listening to Drake and shit. No, sir. No, sir.
Wow.
Hey, a lot of times you just charge it to the game, though.
Charge it to the game, dog.
Charge it to the game.
Yeah.
Bryce, y'all a little more heavy on IG. Do you get shifty with the IG comments, dog? Are you taking different pictures? Are you moving different on IG?
I'll tell you one thing. What I do is, if I'm feeling a little froggy, I go out somewhere, whatever, I take a little selfie, and I just sit back and watch my DM, see how they pop.
See if she try to come back.
I see who else slide in.
Who else? That's the bounce back.
I see who else
bounce back.
That's
the bounce back.
Hey, what's y'all go-to rap lyric caption after you been
anything Drake?
Hey, mine is Uncle Pluto, aka Future. I'm not toxic, they toxic. That's my line. That's my line.
The thing is, bro,
Uncle Pluto.
You can't really post nothing about I don't. You can't post nothing about stuff like that no more because girls' friends be the worst, dog. Like one time I posted a Future thing. It was Future and it was Russell Wilson, and he was like, I want to act like this, but y'all making me act like that." I posted because I thought that shit was funny. Next thing I know, everybody screenshot that shit. I'm like, man, that shit was just a joke. I can't post none of that shit no more, dog. Can't do it. I can't. I don't.
So you just gotta hold it in.
Hold it in, dog. That 2008 Twitter though. Oh my gosh, I used to be on that joint. Like, man, I hate girls, man.
Letting it go.
Letting it fly.
You can let it go back then, and nobody took it personal.
Nobody took it personal. But now, since all these coaches on Twitter and stuff, I can't do none of that shit no more. I just take that.
Well, I grew up on Facebook, so
Facebook.
I made all my stuff on Facebook.
Hey man, to all the players out there, man, just hold your head up, man. If you got ghosted, just
but what I will tell you though, it's getting cold out here, and
They choosing?
Woo!
Oh, they choosing hard. They choosing hard.
Hey. Boy.
Sundress
I feel like
season
I'm
is
in a
over.
lottery.
They choosing?
Nah, we missed sundress, but they making up for it in this cuffing season because golly. Shit getting crazy out here, bro.
Hey,
Hey.
I feel like I'm in the draft.
Hey, post one selfie. Hey, post a selfie one time. Hey.
I feel like Ant-Man right now.
Hey, you
Hey,
got
I got these
these
braids.
interviews, right?
Hey, boy, since I got these braids.
Hey,
Hey, man, it's getting
they trying to
cold.
fly you in lock for interviews.
Hey,
They trying to
y'all
get
think
out.
I think I went to Houston for vacation.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
You better hear that show. You better get it done.
Well, it's about that time.
No,
Hey,
cool.
man. That's our show, man. We could have a guest on Thursday and could be a big announcement on Thursday. We'll see. I'm still holding out. Lock ain't said nothing, so I don't know if we know yet.
I don't know either, because y'all don't be telling the shit. Hey, Lock will call me tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock on the way to work. Man, Mondre and Huff don't never tell nobody. Hey,
I did that one time.
he's like, man, I ain't doing none of that shit no more. I ain't on there nothing. I'm like, I know, dog. They don't say nothing. They be moving without us, dog. It's all
Hey,
good.
the next play is on Lock.
Oh, it's on
next
Lock.
play is
Lock
on
can't
Lock.
tell me, so Lock can't tell me. That's
Bryce don't keep up, man. We already talked about this, Bryce.
Lock got the next play. So if there's a special guest on Thursday, we'll know. It'll be announced and Lock will.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I gave you that idea. I remember that.
So, but Thursday night, man.
Guest comes on. They've been.
Hey, throw them out.
Let them fly.
Throw them out. Let them fly.
Let them fly.
You gonna get one of them.
But it'll be a great show.
You get one.
It'll be a great show. So looking forward to Thursday night.
Morehouse
Lock in with us 8 o'clock. There'll be some major.
Bryce.
There'll be some major announcements. Just all around for love of the game.
More announcements.
There's major announcements, man. I'm just gonna say this.
You must got it. You must got that Gatorade sponsor.
Listen, while I'm here, Bolt 24, 24-hour, 24/7 hydration for the
that Bolt is
24/7
good.
athlete.
It's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm drinking watermelon strawberry today.
Yep. That watermelon strawberry is good. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say this. I have been paying attention to the landscape. I have been reading the room.
Oh, you've been.
I have been watching and paying attention to all the podcasts that have been popping up.
Woo!
We will be taking our rightful place, and I'll leave it at that.
Back on the
We still not playing. We still innovative. We still innovative. We still creative.
I like how you talking.
Staying at the top. We still front running this shit. We still, you know what I'm saying? We still, but even with all of that, we still for the culture. We still about Georgia. We still about amplifying voices of people, but we taking our rightful place about where you know what I'm saying? So we made history one time when y'all seen us pop out on the SUV studio. It was a different vibe. It's gonna be another different vibe. There'll be visions. The players will have a plug. There'll be some hidden gems. There'll be some heavy lifting being done. And we will be moving different out, and all of that will make sense at a later date. Stay tuned. I won't keep you waiting a week.
You've been reading the room. I've been reading the room too.
Reading the room, baby.
All right.
We reading the room. Dre trying to go corporate. No. I just want the bag.
Oh.
Okay.
Love the game
Hey.
network.
I see y'all. I see you at the spot tomorrow. I gotta get that. I gotta get that chicken this week, dog. I gotta get that chicken.
Yeah. There will be meetings. There will be meetings, and y'all support will be. You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand that y'all wasn't supporting this for nothing. I'll just say that. We appreciate y'all, man. Thursday night. Love you guys. Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Lock in with us. It's love of the game, man. We out.
Peace out.